Hello ladies and gents, Ro here and welcome to another iPhone tutorial. Before I begin, I want to mention that something I should have mentioned in previous tutorials, but just for further understanding, if you ever mention my home button, to press the home button, I'm talking about this button down here at the bottom. Now whenever I say the sleep button, I'm talking about this button up here at the top of your iPhone or iPod. And then also when I'm talking about the volume up and down, it's going to be volume down and volume up. And then also, if I ever mention, which I shouldn't, is the silent mode, which is going to be this switch up here. And that's basically it. So let's begin. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys 5 ways to reduce the battery usage on your phone, or in other words, increase how long your phone will last on its battery. So basically, the first things first, I'm going to show you guys the most basic one that should be very common and that everybody should know, but there's a lot of people who don't, is if you're on the iPhone, if you double tap the home button, like right after each other, it'll show you apps that are currently running in the background for you. So as you can see, I have YouTube running, Remote, Clash of Clans, Safari, and Settings. And if you want to close these out, all you gotta do is swipe up, and it will simply close these apps. And why they're open is basically next time you access them, it loads up automatically. So they're running in the background, that way you don't have to wait a loading time for them to open up again. I'm going to keep the settings one open because we're going to go to that next. So that's the first thing. Also, if you're on an iPod though, if you hold the home button, it will bring up that same screen with apps at the bottom that are currently running, and you may shut them down by holding one of the apps, and the X button will come up, and you can shut the apps that way. But for iPhone, you just double tap the home button, and all your currently running apps will appear, and then you can swipe up to get rid of them. Well, I just got rid of my settings app. And as you can see, I'll give you an example. If you open up the settings app, just took just a little bit to load, but other than that, you see now we have it running in the background. It's running in the background, and then let's say I open up the settings app again, it goes directly to it. There's not much of a difference. It really matters for like games and stuff. If you're playing a game and you want to go back to where you last left off, that's a really good feature. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go straight into settings. You may search up settings by dragging on your screen, and if you don't know where your settings app is, just type in settings and it'll be one of your top hits. But mine's right here on the main screen, so I'm going to open up settings. And this is going to be point number 2, how to save your battery. If you, under the cellular tab, I'm going to have it highlighted here on the screen. You click on there, and you scroll down to the use cellular data for, and you have some apps most likely here that really they don't need to use your Wi-Fi or your cellular data while they're not even running. So they really like apps that don't need you to be using your memory in the background, and if they're using your memory in the background like this, they're using up your battery life. And honestly, these apps using cellular data, they're not really running in the background. That's a different point, but they're just using your data when they're when they're running in the background. And it's best to shut off the ones you really just don't need to use cellular data for. And then if let's say you do need an app to run in the background, it will pop up in a message saying that, do you want to enable cellular data for this app if you ever need it, and then you can just enable it from there. And then the third point is to save battery, is if you go under the General tab and you go over to, actually no, let's not go to General. Let's go back to our settings, normal settings. And if you go under the, where is it here? The Privacy tab. I'll show you guys, I'm going to highlight it here, Privacy. Right here, you go to Privacy, and you go to Location Services right at the top. It'll give you a bunch of apps that are going to be using your location services. And I actually have some already disabled because I don't want these apps to be always trying to get my location or like searching for my location. That way they can better show, like recommend me better apps or apps around that location, pictures around that location, compass. It's like some of these I have because I really do need them. Like Flickster here, for example, will give me movie theaters that are nearby, and then so that's only when I open the app and stuff. But other than that, when you're running an app, let's say you open up an app and like Camera, for example, and you take a photo, it will automatically determine that location and put it in a folder for that location, like as if you took that picture for that day in at this location, and it saves that location. But when you use that, it searches for that location before it actually attaches it. So that uses your energy on your iPhone and uses your battery life to find that location. So you basically, green means that it's on. If you just all you have to do is just tap it for it to turn on and off. Green means it's on, and the other way, or the white, means it's off. So I would suggest that you shut off ones that you really don't need to, or that you don't want apps using your location. And then the fourth point is, if we go back to settings, just keep going back. It'll take you back to the main settings screen. You go over to under general. I'll have general highlighted for you guys. And then you go to accessibility. Accessibility, right here I have it highlighted. And then you go scroll down to where it says reduce motion. This is mainly for iPhone 5C and iPhone 5S. You may turn this off. Mine's already off. It says reduce motion on. Well, actually mine's reduce motion on. You can have reduce motion off, like the white. And what this is basically is if you tilt your iPhone sideways when you first get it and stuff, or if you have an iPhone 5S or iPhone 5C, if you go to your apps and you tilt your iPhone, you'll be able to notice that the apps change location, like they're making movements. The best way to explain this is if I read this here. It says reduce the motion of the user interface, including the parallax effect of icons and alerts. So basically, reducing this motion saves your battery by a great deal. I can personally, from personal experience, can tell you that this does reduce this does help keep your battery, your phone alive longer. And then also the final fifth point is, if you go back to general, and you're in the general location, and under general in settings still, you scroll down to under usage. It says background app refresh. Select that, and here are apps that basically you can set them to have them refresh in the background. That way, like, let's say you have an app that you use a lot and you want to get the info regarding it all the time, then you probably would want to use background app refresh. But having background app refresh off can save you a whole lot of battery, basically, because even right here it says allow apps to refresh their content when on Wi-Fi or cellular data, or use location services in the background. Turning off apps may help preserve battery life. Even says right here, turning off apps may preserve battery life. So right here I have mine off. I already had mine off, which definitely disabled background app refresh, and which definitely helps and saves my battery life. But that's the 5 out of 5 points, you guys. If I didn't explain something correctly, or you don't fully understand what I said, I'm gonna go back to my background apps. Well, if I can go here and swipe that and shut off my settings and close off my iPhone. And yeah, that's basically it though. If I did, be sure to leave any comments in the comment section below if you have any questions, and I hope I covered everything in detail. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys next tutorial, and later.
Let my life be the proof of you.